Before we go to break real quickly, we have a special guest, Mr. John Marks of Mayor City of Tallahassee, and I want to welcome him, and I think he's got a few words he wants to share with our group.
Thank you very much. I can tell you, thank you. The presentation you just had is very, very good. I've been through one of those before, and as a matter of fact, I have an LLC myself, LLC with my son, Marks & Marks LLC. We practice law together. It is a very, very good form of way to open a business. But what I want to talk to you about very briefly, and very briefly, is what's happening in the city of Tallahassee in terms of the potential for new businesses and where I see this community is going. I hope that you've seen a lot of growth downtown and in outlying areas. That's going to continue to happen. I want to let you know that the city of Tallahassee, although we're not in great shape, we're probably in better shape than most communities. I don't like the fact that our unemployment rate is like 8%, but when you compare it to South Florida at 14 and 15, we're not in bad shape. We happen to have a fairly stable economy with the universities and the state government. Our private sector is not as strong as I would like it to be, so what you all are doing today is really very, very good. We have programs, and we're going to do things this next fiscal year to ensure that. Matter of fact, the City of Tallahassee just had its retreat about a couple of months ago, and they prioritized the things it wanted to do. And the top priority was to maintain and retain and establish jobs, and do everything we can in this community to do so. And we've done a lot of things to do that through the Stimulus Act and through what we call fast-tracking programs. We found that the area that was hit the hardest during this recession in the city of Tallahassee was the construction industry. And many of our construction and developers were out of work, and it has a multiplier effect. So you're going to find a lot of money going into the construction industry and related businesses related to that industry. So look for that. We put $130 million into it last year. We look to put another $100 million into that industry this year. We are seeing signs that we're going to get some new businesses here. Matter of fact, I don't know if it's been in the news lately. I am going to Washington. I'm going to Washington Monday, not on the city's dime, but for other reasons, to talk to our congresspersons about getting some more monies. And just as an aside, so you know, notwithstanding that article you saw in the paper that said, you know what happened? Over the last, since I've been mayor of the city of Tallahassee, we've been able to bring in $47 million in the city of Tallahassee for jobs and for construction entities. Through Cascades Parks, if you look at the states, through the Smart Grid program, through a lot of programs. So, you know, we've had to spend a little money, but $47 million, I think, says something about what we're doing and why I'm doing that. And I hope to get at least some more of that. Next time I'm in Washington, I have a pretty good relationship with the White House this time around, and they listen to me. I can call them, and they'll answer my calls. We're looking at some other things too. Now, let me say this. I think the three sectors that really are going to really have an impact on this community and many communities that are following. Transportation. I really think transportation dollars from the federal government, from the state government will flow into this community through many means, through building roads, through sustainability, through connecting neighborhoods, and through many other areas. So look for the monies through transportation to come into this community. I think the other area is energy-related jobs, green jobs. You're going to see a lot of green jobs. Weatherization programs are in effect, and programs to teach people how to save energy, conserve energy, and do those kinds of things. Solar, it's going to be big in a lot of areas. Weatherization, it's going to be big in a lot of areas, and anything peripherally related to those areas will be big. This administration has indicated that it will focus attention in three areas. That is weatherization and helping people realize how they can utilize energy more efficiently, effectively, and more sustainable, in a more sustainable way. They're going to look at alternative energy sources, and that would include solar, wind, and others. I don't think we've got too much wind that we can worry about here. We may be able to do some solar. And the other area will be in the grid system, smart grid programs. Our smart grid program we have will save approximately 35 megawatts of new plant to be built. And if you consider the fact that every megawatt cost, to build a megawatt costed millions of dollars, let's say $2 or $3 million. If I can save 35 megawatts of building, 3 times 35, so that's a pretty good chunk of change that we can save. And it gives you the ability to control how you're going to use your electricity too. You watch the smart grid program. And we're looking for applications. You're going to hear this a lot. Applications related to the smart grid program. The other area is in broadband technology. If you got any expertise in broadband technology, in the internet, that is going to happen. And it is definitely going to happen in the future. So if you have any kind of expertise in that arena, get prepared and be prepared to delve into it. There, $3.5 billion was allocated by the Obama administration just for the deployment and adoption of broadband technology. And it's going, a lot of it's going to our minority communities, or what they call underserved communities, underserved and unserved communities. So look for opportunities in the broadband, in the broadband arena. So those three areas I think are going to be very, very important to the future. And we're doing a lot of things in the city of Tallahassee to ensure that our community will get a part of that money. That's what I think my job is. My job is to be proactive, go after that money, don't sit back here in Tallahassee, quite frankly. Because the fact of the matter is, there are about I don't know how many other cities competing for those same dollars. And I will guarantee you, they're not sitting in their offices, sitting down in their offices, calling Washington trying to get it. When you go out and buy a major appliance, you don't do it over the phone. When you go buy a house, you don't do it over the phone. You go out there and see the dealer. You go out there and kick the tires, drive the car, and see what's going to happen. Look the guy right in the face and say, what kind of deal can you give me? And you don't do that over the phone. When you go and buy a house, when you go to lender, when you go to a loan, an SBA loan, you don't call them on the phone. Remember the guy said character loans? Remember what he said? He said you got to go there and look that guy in the eye and let him see who you are, so he can give you that loan, character loans. I used to get character loans because I used to go to my banker. I sat down with my banker, I told my banker what I was going to do, how I was going to do it. He looked at me, we talked with each other, we got to know each other. You think you can do that over the phone, you're going to miss, I promise you. So I have to go out there and get this money for the city of Tallahassee, and I'm going to do it. No matter what, excuse me, I didn't mean to get in this area, no matter what the newspaper says, okay? Because I feel like I have to do that. So, and you have to do that too. You can't call me, don't call me on the phone and say you're going to do a deal with me. I want to see who you are. I want to see you too. I don't want to say feel you, but I want to see you. I want to know you. I want to talk to you. I want to understand you, And that's what they want in Washington. They want to know who the mayor of Tallahassee is. And why he's up here doing all this. So anyway, all those things are very, very important. We're going to be great in the city of Tallahassee. The economy is turning. We're bottomed out. Now we may stay flat for a little while, but we're bottomed out. We may stay a little bit flat, but you're going to see it start easing up. The housing market, we got 11 months of inventory left of housing, and they tell me that 11 months of inventory is about what they want, but they need a little bit more. You're going to see the housing starts coming, and when you start seeing housing starts, that's a good sign. So stick with it. You're doing the right thing. This is great information you heard this morning, and I hope I can help any way I can. So thank you very much for letting me do this.